Hello everybody, it's Peter the Rock. It's Tuesday the 19th of March. This is the Colne Valley Trail, which I came along to get as close as I could to the action. And I'm sorry about the last video, it just ended abruptly, but in my excitement I ran out of storage. Apologies for that. I've got plenty of storage now. And we're looking at the crane at the end of Dominique. Now it's been inching or centimetering or millimetering backwards and forwards to get just right, and it's lifted a huge lump of concrete, part of the trackway I imagine, and it's lifted it straight. It was at an angle, it's lifted it straight, it's still adjusting, ready I presume to sort of lift it up into place. So it's very exciting, and they have to wait after they've moved the top bit of the crane. Have to wait a bit for the thing to stop swinging, obviously, because if you lift something while it's swinging, it's only going to swing more. And I'm dumbstruck really how interesting this all is. I mean, I haven't got an engineering background. I studied maths, but it's just so complicated and so difficult to get these things just right. And if you're outside the tolerances, even for one little aspect of it, oh hello, it's turning. You can see it's turning possibly in the wind or of its own volition. That's probably not a good thing to happen, and they're probably waiting for it to settle down before they lift it up again. But one thing I can tell you is that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, possibly 10 wires wrapped round the jib supporting the lift, which means you can obviously lift a lot more than if you'd only had, say, a couple of wires. I don't know how strong those wires are. I imagine they're pretty strong, and the lump of concrete that they're lifting will be weighing several tons. So it's quite exciting, and that I think they're probably quite soon to actually lifting it up into the air. I just don't know. Sorry, wait a minute. The top of the crane, there's a big digital sign at the top, and there's a digital sign at the top of that end as well. Of course, if you lift an item here and you've already got an overhang, you need a counterweight really over there, and there's no real sign of one, except perhaps the crane Dominique is attached to the trackway as it is. The fulcrum is straight ahead of me, it's the top of a pier. But I'm privileged, it's about 4 o'clock on a weekday, privileged to see as much action as I've ever seen. And I did in a previous video call it crane action, a lot less exciting than this, and that had loads and loads of views. So people like to see things moving, and who can blame them? Perhaps you're one of them, dear viewer. The chug 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 is when the top bit of the crane actually moves slightly to the left or slightly to the right to get straight above the jib and the lump of concrete it's about to lift. So here comes a chap in an orange suit. I wonder what he's going to say, if anything. Probably nothing. Just making sure the Joe Public doesn't get in. I can hear a ratchet being ratcheted over there, and I think there's a chap at the top there who I think is probably controlling that part of the crane, and it's all very it's all very exciting. The footpath is obviously closed. I'm sorry to have just sort of taken this video from the same, more or less the same spot, but I can't really get any nearer. I can get a bit lower down this muddy bank. Fortunately, it's not particularly boggy. Has rained, but not for a couple of days. It would be nice to see it lift the lump of concrete into the air, but they're probably waiting for me to go because they're shy, bashful. You can actually see it very slightly rocking still, and as I said, it's not a good idea to lift anything when it's rocking. It's rocking quite a lot actually. But I would think, you know, if you want to be a crane driver, number one requirement is you mustn't be concerned about heights, because often in a cabin you've got a kind of glass floor, which is necessary of course. And number two, you must be able to sort of stay stuck up there for hours on end, because they're usually a long way up. But these aren't so high, although I can't see how they get up onto Dominique. Must be various ladders, perhaps up that end, where a lot of the orange-suited people are wandering about at a speed appropriate. No one's rushing, and they're just doing a good job. I think they've actually opened up a little bit of the hidden part of the site there. But the lump of concrete is obviously free from the ground, and it is slightly rocking from side to side. In fact, moving to the left, if anything. And in fact, you can see the actual crane support at the top. It's also moving to the left. So there is some action here, some crane action. I don't know where they're going to put it. Obviously, they can't put it beyond the end of Dominique. So it's sort of interesting, but I'm afraid it's not particularly dramatic. Anyway, I do appreciate you watching Speed of the Rock. It's Tuesday the 19th of March, and here I am south of Harefield watching the biggest construction project in the UK in all its infinitesimal detail. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Cheers.